Hello, I'm John Fox, I'm Tunnel Journalist. We are about to go into space. But before that, no, we are in space, aren't we? Yes. We've received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells. Good. I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
There's a little bit of slowdown as I start the recording. Trying to make sure there isn't anything on that shouldn't be. I think it'll be fine. The program's not hitching or anything. Okay, I've been feeling a little lightheaded. Also, I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Why do I need a nav key to land on a planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Culkelly.
Right, the Black Marketeer.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Can't I land somewhere outside of Stellar Bay?
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb.
Have you seen my plasma rifle?
You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Culkelly.
What's stopping me from just leaving Halcyon altogether?
Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the Hope.
Fine, I'll go have a word.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
Ah. Want to explain what a holographic shroud is?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
You mentioned this thing has limitations.
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Why do I need a gadget for this? Couldn't I just steal a uniform or something?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
How? How the hell does an hologram sweeten your breath?
Science, that's
Oh,
all.
you bastard. People will actually fall for this. Seems far-fetched.
The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you.
I'll put it to good use, thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it. Why am I getting slow down? Guess it just takes a second to load in. Just gonna pause and investigate, see if there's anything slowing down my computer. Apparently if I leave it long enough, it just spins. I'm still not sure what's slowing down. But that wasn't happening before. There shouldn't be anything causing that to happen. This is a lot. Alright, I'm going to pause it again. Right. Hoping... Yeah, okay, that seems better. There's a tiny bit of slowdown right there, but... It's Pavati. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my quarters. Ooh, holographic shroud. The holographic shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Sweet. Some messages for Alex Hawthorne. He's unread. From Bedford. I forgot to mention in my previous messages, silly me, I'm mailing you a copy of my favourite serial, The Space Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, so don't you go sharing it around your space buddies. Hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. Wink wink. Udom. Nope. Archived. Dearest Alex, I can't say how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your message was hilarious. I'm delighted by your sense of humour and the tale in your hijinks. Hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. This is from Udom Wingman's Wingman Bedford to Alex Wingman Hawthorne. By the way, I was scraping Groundbreaker's comms network for tasty little tidbits, and I noticed that you declined to dock at Edgewater's landing pad and instead touched down in the wilderness. You rugged individualist, you. I only pray that idiot Thompson wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down in Terra 2 proves fruitful. I look forward to corresponding with greater regularity. Your best friend, Udom. I don't know where you were raised, but I hazard to guess it may have been a barn, because anyone with a modicum of decent rearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore the ardent, sincere messages of one's friends. P.S. Please respond. Hello, I hope this finds you well. It was a pleasure to see you in my office last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear, dreadfully unreliable. Haha, just like your ship. I hope you've given some thought to that thing we discussed, you know, about the Wells fellows. I'm sorry to press, but I have the strangest tickling feeling that you really do know him, and if you could just tell me where he is, well, it would be marvellous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Looking forward to seeing you again, Wingman. Dear Alex. Hello, Udom here. Udom Bedford. We met when I accidentally impounded your ship. My silly fat fingers embarrassing me once again. I hope that wasn't terribly inconvenient for you. It was such a pleasure for me. I tremendously appreciate your forbearance in not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you've ever in Groundbreaker's airspace, well, space, don't hesitate to look me up. The Lost Hope serves Spectrum vodka. Perhaps we could try every colour, you know, really tie one on. Let me know, your new friend Udom. Okay, so it looks like this guy was spun a tale by a previous pirate. Look at the logs. Sent to you, Bedford. But there's no call for shouting. My terminal was busted. Had it too few many and might have knocked it off the desk. You know how it is. Sometimes you just gotta cut loose. I'm not telling you where Wells is, so lay off. Buy me a drink at the Last Hope next time I'm in, and I might forgive you. There we go. Logs. Shrinkway. Note to self. I remember this later. No better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, not if I'm dead. Why would you ask me that? Back to my point, I saw in actuality with my own two eyes a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells' lab, just sitting there for the taking. If the grey hair were to look away or forget about it, maybe. Or if I just asked it a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrinkway, but he wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I heard rumours of fantastical weapons like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells' shrink-ray firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder there's more to the rumours, more to be had. The hammer power. The last time I got sloshed, was imbibing at the Last Hope on the Groundbreaker. Look, Udom was really free with the drinks. He seems like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on two Mardits, yammering on about a mad scientist some years back who claimed he'd made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony, like none of us had heard that one before. But here's the good part. Mardit said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power, or something similar. Strange weapon with a special power created by a crazy lab coat. Sure fits the bill. It could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. And the black market leads. Why won't Wells just give me the shrink ray to me? Sorry, I said that in a stupid way, but you know what I mean. Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the record show that I did apologise for shouting him down 5 times, but architect be damned, it's just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission, or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and that even if it were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What good does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough, that I'd use it to wipe out the good heart of working folks of the colony like some sort of moralless psycho. I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code. Me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meantime, I have been tracking down additional rumours pertaining to others of these science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check the black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fallbrook. Sweet. Oh, we can sleep. It's a bit pointless, but okay, we've got some people to visit. This is not a petunia. Petunia the plant. Polyarly toxin free. The modern steel wrench and U. The book is heavily dog-eared with doodles in the margins. Banged up toolbox, full of modified tools with unique mechanical usages. Digging around in here would be an easy way to lose a finger with a sawtooth blade. Abigail, the first wrench Dad ever gave me. She's been a friend ever since. Parvati. Okay, is this Parvati things stuff that I'm stealing? Photo of Parvati's father, a stern older man with warm eyes. You don't need all this stuff, Parvati. Oh, Vic is in. The Index of Banned Literature. Part 1, various qualifying considerations. 2, principal rules of restrictive management. 3, morals and maxims of banning unethical literature. 4, proof of the ground architecture and predestination. A refutation of the titles listed here within. 5, consequences, the mind and the will of the man when led astray. 6, officials list of banned titles. And 7, prerequisites for advancing the investigation, outing and penalising offenders. Smells suspiciously like iceberg-aged whiskey. Haha. Doctrinal Studies 539 of Equity in Equations. These textbooks have been out of print for almost half a century. The margins are filled with scribbled notes and many passages have been underlined. Some pages have come loose, the glue now yellowed and cracked along the spine. Maximilian de Soto, Volume 1, Journal. Scribblings on these pages are utterly illegible to anyone except Vicar Maximilian de Soto.